All right, let's see. Eugenia's tired but excited as well. Excited, nervous but excited. Oh, you guys have so much excitement energy. I love this. Desperate for a power nap is my favorite thing for the day so far. I think I have to agree with that one. I need one after this. I'm tired, but looking forward to learning. Yeah, that's so excited. It's good to see you, Tammy. Jordan! Hi, sweetheart. It's good to see you too. Oh my gosh, all these people. I love it. I love how. Hi. Oh, perfect. All right, let's go ahead and get started today. Because we have about 80 minutes or so together. So I want to make sure that we are on top of stuff. Again, if you're just joining us, go ahead and say hi. Lynette, can you drop the workbook a couple more times for any time anyone comes new in? Go ahead and say hi to them, welcome them, and say, hey, here's your workbook for the evening. That would mean so much to me. Thank you so, so much. And I want us to get started because tonight we are talking about the number one mistake that we are all making when it comes to our attachment styles. And I'm so glad you're here because we are going to explore why love feels like a dance. Sometimes it's smooth, we're in sync, and other times it's chaotic and all over the place. And how understanding your attachment style can make all the difference in building a connection that feels easy and authentic. Now, this workshop is all about uncovering the rhythm in your relationships. It's not just about understanding your partner, it's about discovering how your own attachment style impacts how you show up, how you communicate, and how you form bonds with one another. And guess what? This isn't your typical lecture style session. We're going to be super interactive here tonight, and we're going to dive into real actionable steps that you can start using right away to shift your relationship dance. So I want you all to head over to the chat right now. I want you to grab your Dance of Attachment workbook that Lynette is putting in, and I want you all to let me know right now. Do you know what your attachment style is? And if you do, I want you to put it in the chat. Let me see. Perfect. Erica is not sure yet. Then you're going to love this one, Erica, because we're going to go over all four attachment styles tonight. Katerina is not sure yet either. Beautiful. I love it when I get to explain attachment styles to people. It's like my favorite thing in the world. Joe is disorganized. Lynette, anxious and disorganized. Anita, believe anxious. Karen, oh, just learned fearful avoidance. Yes, yes. And in case anyone's wondering, you're going to hear two words, disorganized and fearful avoidance. Same thing. Okay, we'll get into that in a little bit. It just in the sciencey world, they just keep naming them different things. Jordan's anxious and disorganized. Stacy's not sure yet. Good, this is great. In fact, in the workbook, one of the things in there is a quiz that you could take to help you figure out what you think it might be. I have a feeling you're all going to know by the end of this workshop. And so I want you to know that this time is for you. I want you to take a moment tonight and really focus on you. I know life gets busy. I know you've got a million things on your plate and you're doing 100 million things all over the place. But for the next 80 minutes, this time is for you. I want you to take a moment to block out your distractions. I want you to close any extra tabs. I want you to silence your phones. And I just want you all to take a nice, big, deep breath. Because this is your opportunity. Yes, just like that. This is your chance to dig into the core of your relationships. Especially as women, we know what it's like to have to do for everyone else all the time, but never get a chance to be there for ourselves. And this is that moment. This is the time you get to be present. This isn't about having everything figured out right now. It's about giving yourself permission to learn and grow and take steps towards a relationship rhythm that works for you. And so if you haven't already, go ahead, grab the workbook. Let's start uncovering the dance that moves you. Okay? Because you're here for a reason, and that reason is to start finding the rhythm and creating the relationships you deserve. And because I know in my heart of hearts, you all deserve a happy and fulfilling relationship, I want to emphasize just how important it is to stick with me through this entire workshop. Now, I know it's not easy and I know it's hard to commit to stuff. So I want to make it a little bit easier for you. I got a little special incentive. So anyone who stays till the end of the workshop will get a free self-care workbook for secure attachment. This workbook is your gift for sticking it out. I'm so proud of you. And if it's packed with tools to help you build secure attachment long after today's session. And at the end of the workshop, I'm going to drop it right in the chat, or I'll get Lynette to, just like I did with the workbook. And it's my way of saying, amazing job. You did it. You completed the workshop. So I want to know who is staying until the end of this workshop. Type I'm staying in the chat if you are ready to reboot your relationships in 2025. Amanda says, you know it, I'm staying. Tammy says, I'm staying. Lynette says, I'm staying. Erica, Eugenia, Shemin, yes. Oh, ladies, this is going to be such a good one tonight. I'm so excited because my promise to you is that by the end of this workshop, you are going to have a deeper understanding of how your attachment style shapes your relationships. You'll stop repeating the same frustrating patterns that leave you feeling disconnected, unheard, and unsure. Instead, you're going to walk away with the tools to identify your attachment wounds, recognize your attachment needs, and set goals to build a secure, fulfilling connection with yourself and with others. This isn't about trying to fix your partner. It's about you understanding what you need to thrive and showing up authentically in your relationships. You'll leave here knowing how to take back your power in relationships by understanding your attachment dance and learning how to shift it so that you can feel more secure, confident, and connected. And for most of you, this workshop will give you a big enough shift that you'll feel more in control of your relationship patterns right away. But if you're looking for a more personalized guidance, I'm going to share with you how we can work together at the end of this. No pressure. It's just a chance to see if it's the right fit for you. And so, just like my client Becky, who came to me feeling totally overwhelmed by the disconnection in her relationship, every time she tried to open up, she would feel dismissed, or worse, like she was asking for too much. She was stuck in the cycle of overthinking her interactions and second guessing herself. And we worked together. I helped Becky dive into her attachment wounds, figure out what she truly needed in her relationships. And then she learned to recognize her triggers, communicate them from a place of confidence, not fear. And for the first time, she shifted her approach. She was able to feel like she was showing up as her true self. And that's the part that just always makes me smile. Because what I want for you is true, authentic connection based on a solid foundation of understanding your attachment style. Now, does that sound like something that you're all ready to step into? I want you to open up your chat boxes and type yes in the chat if you are ready to dive in and understand how attachment styles are impacting your relationships. Yes, Katerina says yes. Anita says yes. Linda says yes. Oh, this is so beautiful. Because let me be super, super clear right now. This is not your fault. And I know it can feel like it's all on you. Like maybe if you just tried harder or you said the right thing, things would finally start clicking. But the truth is, attachment styles are deeply rooted in how we were raised, our past experiences, and how we learn to connect with others. You're not broken. And you're not doing anything wrong. You're just experiencing normal reactions for someone with your specific attachment style. And you've just been dancing to a rhythm that doesn't serve you anymore. And today, we're going to change that. In fact, this part is so important that I want you all to open up your chat boxes again, and I want you to type this in the chat. I want you to type, it's not my fault. Because it's not. And I need us to hear that. I need us to feel it in our bodies. It's not my fault. Beautiful. Keep them coming, just like a waterfall. It's not my fault. It's not your fault. Do you feel it? Do you feel it in your heart? It's not. I want us to start shifting that mindset. You are here because you want to change your relationship patterns. And that's the first step. You are taking action, and that is something incredibly proud for you to feel proud of. Now, I understand that it's just really hard to know what to do and who to trust. And if you're anything like I was back then, before I became a relationship coach, I would have done just about anything to get rid of the deep pain of feeling unsafe or like something was always missing in my relationships. I spent so much time and energy and money trying anything I possibly could. And some of it helped, sure. But honestly, a lot of it didn't. And that's when I started getting curious. I started asking myself, how can I take all of this information that I've been learning and create something that actually works for others without all of the trial and error? Because what I'm about to share with you is the result of years of growth, hard lessons, and breakthroughs. And it's not a quick fix, but it is a proven approach that leads to real, lasting connection, trust, and the emotional safety that you deserve. Now, I want us all to dream for a moment. I want you all to get comfy, get in your chairs, feel your butt wiggle in your seat. Maybe your legs are tucked up together, maybe they're flat on the floor. And I want us all to take a big, deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Yes, Ellie, exactly. It's not your fault. And with your eyes closed, or maybe your eyes are softened, I want you to picture yourself in a typical moment with your partner. And you bring up something that's really important to you. You're like, hey, I've been feeling a bit disconnected. Let's plan a date night this week. And in the past, maybe his response was to sigh at you. Maybe he rolled his eyes, or maybe he brushed you off completely. And that used to send you spiraling. You'd feel hurt, frustrated, maybe even insecure. You might have responded by shutting down, getting upset, lashing out, running to your room and crying and thinking he doesn't love me. Why can't he just get this? But now, this time, you stay grounded. You don't fly off the handle. You don't lose your cool. Instead, you stay steady, smooth, regulated. And when his response isn't what you expected, it doesn't shake you anymore. Instead, you respond from a place of authenticity. You calmly say, I mean, that response kind of hurt. Maybe, date nights are really important to me, babes. When you're ready to talk about it, I'm here. And here's the thing, you don't just sit around feeling bad about it. You go on with your life. You go out with your girlies. You laugh. You enjoy your margaritas and your tacos. You show off your new sweater you just bought. Maybe it's got Mickey's on it. Because you know your worth now. You are secure and you're dancing to your own rhythm. Imagine that feeling of being able to stay steady no matter what comes your way. Because you don't need to rely on your partner to make you feel good anymore. You create that for yourself. Beautiful job. Now come back up with me. Go ahead and flutter your eyes open. Wiggle your fingers. Now I want you to tell me in the chat, out of everything I just shared there, and I've got some little cheat sheet on the side, which one of these scenarios feels like it spoke to you the most as I was saying them out loud? Maybe something came up for you and resonated with you. Maybe it was that one thing I said and you were like, that's what I want, Jen. Jordan's comment says, can I just put you in my pocket? Yes, you can actually. It's called the Speak Honest podcast. I want to know. Maybe you bring up something important and you don't get triggered by his response. Yes, yes, Shemin, it doesn't rattle you. Do you hear that? Maybe for you it was that authentic way of saying, hey, that hurt. You imagine being able to say that to your partner and then walk away not feeling fazed? Yeah, being able to not react according to his mood. Yes, because we are ourselves and we're not dictated by what he could go pout, you know? He can go be a little pouty pouty pout fish. We're gonna go have tacos and margaritas. Who wants to go for tacos and margaritas? Like I want to go right now, actually. Let's go because maybe some enchiladas. Yes, stay grounded, smooth, and regulated. Yes, I know. Now I need a margarita. That's probably the part that resonated with me the most. That is fair. This is what learning about your attachment style can do, but it's also sometimes the mistake that we're making. Okay. And so before we move on anymore, I just want to share a little bit about myself. Now, some of you know me. I know a lot of you. Some of you are my girls. You're my besties. I adore you all. Some of you I've been chatting with for a little while. Some of you are like, dude, I just found this link. Someone gave it to me. Who the heck are you? So I'm Jen. I am an ICF accredited relationship coach. If you aren't familiar with the ICF, it just stands for the International Coaching Federation, which is the only globally recognized credentialing program for professional coaches, basically. I'm also a TEDx speaker, the host of the Speak Honest podcast, and the creator of the Relationship Reboot program. I help strong, feisty, independent women break free from toxic relationship patterns without sacrificing who they are or settling for less than they deserve. In addition to my professional journey, I also am the proud mom of a 14-year-old son. That's him right there. Well, oh, excuse me. He turns 14 in 4 days. I'm not going to age him that much yet. He's 13 for right now, but he keeps telling me he's 14. I can't believe I'm about to have a 14-year-old. It's wild. I'm also a huge Ohio State Buckeye fan, and we just won the national championship. So I'm just the worst college football fan you could possibly find right now because I will OH you every day, all day. If you are a college football fan, let's chat. I love college football. I also love reality TV, specifically reality TV game shows, Survivor, Big Brother, and there just seems to be this resurgence of beautiful reality TV game shows like Deal or No Deal Island and Traitors. Just my little passion that I love so much. I do have one dream that I shall manifest into the day I die, which is to be on Big Brother one day. And so that is like my thing. So maybe one day you can all watch me on the live feeds and make fun of me like everyone else does all the time. Oh, your son's birthday's in 6 days? Oh, we're going to add him to the February list. That's fantastic. We have like a whole list. Wait, that means his birthday's the 18th. That's my husband's birthday. That's fantastic. Oh, so many Aquariuses. I'm so sorry for all of us. They're That's so beautiful. That's so exciting. This is just a little bit about me, but this is part of this is part of who I've always been. But for a really long time, I wasn't able to really see that about myself. And 5 years ago, during the pandemic, I was completely broken. I was stuck in the same patterns, trying to fix things over and over again. I had just broken up in a relationship. I'd had a divorce. We had just shut down all over the world, and I had no one. I felt alone. I felt insecure. I felt sad. I felt broken. And I just felt like I was never going to be able to get out of this. And this picture, I remember because I was in a hotel room and I was drinking a bottle of wine. It was honestly probably like my second one. And I was Googling how to win my ex back because I thought if I could just figure out how to get him back, if I could figure out all of this, I would know what to do. And that's when I found attachment styles. And I was like, oh, this is it. This is everything. This is going to change my life. And it did. And it didn't. Because attachment styles are great, but only up into a point. And so once I started figuring this out, once I started kind of piecing together and collating all of this information, things started to shift. I started to learn about somatic work and I started to learn about parts work and compassionate inquiry. And I got certified in integrated attachment theory, which is about your attachment wounds and your needs. And all this stuff started coming together. And that's when the shift happened. And it was so powerful to me. But I was able to change this dark place. And when I say dark, it's genuinely an understatement. Like I'm shocked sometimes that I was able to pull myself out of that, let alone still be here. I know that was a hard time for everyone, but this was my hard. I hit rock bottom. I realized I couldn't keep living like this anymore. I couldn't rely on wine and weed and food and sugar to solve all my problems that I was facing. I made a decision to confront the truth about myself and my relationships. I couldn't keep blaming the world on what my issues were or my partners. I had to learn how to dance to my own rhythm, which is secure and steady, no longer relying on anyone else to dictate my worth. And that moment was a turning point for me because it wasn't easy, but I kept going. I read every book I could possibly find. I think half of them are on my bookshelf back here, and that's only half. And some things helped. I joined programs. They were beautiful and wonderful, but they didn't quite get me there. I met with coaches. I hired coaches. I had a therapist. And every time something would work, and then I would fall right back down. And that's when I realized something has to change. We have to figure out what is going on. And I realized that this isn't just my own problem. This is what's happening out there. And I could help others break free from their own relationship struggles by just sharing what I was going through, finding the science to back up what my theories were, and keep moving forward. And that's really what I want to talk to you all about today because transformation is absolutely possible. What I learned didn't just change my life, it's transforming the lives of all of my clients too. So, one of my very first clients, Jessica, she came to me feeling stuck and overwhelmed, especially in her marriage. She said, I just feel like I'm not enough, Jen. It's affecting everything, especially my marriage. She had all the self doubt weighing her down. Every little disagreement felt like it was tearing them apart. Instead of feeling like a team, they felt more like strangers. But once we started working together, she learned how to identify her attachment wounds, communicate her needs in a way that felt authentic to her. And she learned how to regulate her emotions, how to stay grounded in her truth, even in tough moments. The results were powerful, and she started showing up with confidence, and her husband started seeing her for who she truly was. So, can you relate to Jessica's story where in your marriage, in your relationship, you were just feeling unseen, you're feeling unheard, and you're just coming in with this insecurity? Drop a me in the chat if you're in a relationship right now that's making you feel unseen. Or drop a me in the chat if you are currently not in a relationship because you can't get that met. Because every single time you go out there and you date someone, that just, turn out to be some weird jerk again. I want to know. Yeah, me sometimes. Yeah, currently separated. Exactly. Heather, because I was wondering if that would be because of either the men you were seeing before or if you've tried dating. Lynette says me. Eugenia says about to get divorced. Yeah, I've been there. I know what that's like. And it's rough. And so I just want to hold space for all of you. Single for several years. Men are weird. No, they are weird. They really are. And that's the thing with the ones that are in relationships. I just want you to know that you're perfectly normal. Like if he isn't doing the things that you need him to do, that is what happens. And if you're dating men and they're not doing the things that you need to do, exactly, because they're just going to keep doing that. And that's what I want to talk about, how we don't need to rely on them to get what we need anymore. We covered why these patterns happen, what's holding us back. It's time to show you how. This is where the magic happens. So I promise you, you're going to want to take notes because we're about to dive into strategies that will completely change how you approach your relationships. We're going to shift your relationship dance, moving away from the unhealthy patterns. I need water. Give me a second. Mm. And we're going to get you all to become more secure and most importantly, authentic. That's my favorite part of all of this. I'm going to show you how exactly to regulate your emotions in those tough moments, how to address your attachment needs without fear, and how to communicate from a place of strength, not insecurity. So, let's get ready. Type yes in the chat if you are ready to dive in and transform your attachment dance. I want you all to lean in with me. Yes, Karen says yes. Amanda says yes. Linda says yes. Tammy says yes. Shemin says yes. Exactly. This is your time right now. What we cover today will shift how you approach your relationships from this moment forward, just like it has for so many of my clients. So now I want to dive in to the real work, okay? I know you're ready to get started, and we are going to get there. So we need to understand what our attachment styles are. What rhythm are we coming from? So let's take a moment and talk about what each attachment style actually is, because they are the key to everything we are about to do. These styles are the ways in which we connect with people in our lives. They shape ourselves, but they are shaped by early experiences. They are created by patterns that happened in our childhood over and over again, and they influence how we behave in our relationships today. So let me know in the chat. Give me a me in the chat if you know what. I know we were talking about our attachment styles before. How familiar are you with attachment styles? Is what I want to know. 1 to 5. 5, I'm very familiar with attachment styles, and 1, I just started learning. 0 is like, what the hell are you talking about, Jen? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, the Lynette's at a 3 or 4. Girl, you're not at a 5 yet? That's it. We need to put you back in the program. hmm 5, that's because of me. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I want to know where you are because this is what we're going to talk about. Those of you that really know what we're talking about here with attachment styles, this is going to be a refresher for you. This is going to be one of those really good times. Listen, if you do need to go up, go take a bathroom break, now's a good time. Those of you that aren't familiar with attachment styles, I want you to hold on tight because this stuff is going to literally change your life. It's one of my favorite things to learn about. So I want to talk about anxious attachment. I like to call this the salsa of uncertainty. If you have an anxious attachment style, your dance is full of passion, but it's a bit erratic. There's this constant desire for closeness and reassurance, but there's also a fear that you might lose that connection at any moment. This rhythm often feels like a whirlwind. Everything is so intense. It's up and down, it's back and forth. And you might find yourself overthinking every text, wondering why he hasn't called. And when things aren't steady, it can feel like you're off balance and you're desperately trying to reestablish that closeness. The thing is, while the salsa is an incredibly passionate and exciting dance, it can also leave you feeling dizzy and always seeking a steady beat. But with understanding, you can start finding a more grounded rhythm in your relationships. So I want you to type anxious in the chat if you identify with this style right here. I just want to see. This is the style where it's often going to be called clingy or needy. This is the one where you're constantly worried about what he's thinking, what he's doing. Yeah, I see a ton of this is the one that most women are. Now, we don't know why that is. We don't know if that is a because of societal standards or if it's how we're wired, but it's what we see most often in the stats. Versus, on the other side, is avoidant attachment, the solo tango. So, if you have an avoidant attachment style, your rhythm is all about independence and control. You value space and often feel overwhelmed by too much closeness, pressure, and emotional intensity. In the dance of love, the avoidant style is like a solo tango. It is smooth, it is elegant, it is powerful, but it is also solitary. There's a constant need to maintain emotional distance and a tendency to withdraw when things start to feel too close or too vulnerable. So while the tango is beautiful and it can leave you feeling like this is the most amazing dance you've ever seen, this particular style could also make you feel alone in your relationships because intimacy often feels like a threat. So, by understanding this rhythm, you can begin to make space for connection without feeling like you're losing yourself. So, now I want you to type avoidant in the chat if you identify with this style. This won't be as many of you, though. This style typically tends we see in men. And again, we don't know if it's a socially wired thing or whatever the reason is, but oftentimes men are taught, you can't share your emotions. You have to figure this stuff out on your own. So as children, they're often taught that they have to do this. Yeah. So I definitely thought I was avoidant for a very long time. And so that makes a lot of sense. And you're going to learn in the next one why, if you just thought, wait a second, Jen, I sounded like I was totally anxious. And then you just explained avoidant. And now I feel like I'm totally avoidant. So which one is it? Well, great question, because we're going to talk about the disorganized attachment, which is my favorite because it's what I was dancing for years. And I call this one the pendulum swing dance. because you are literally swinging from one attachment style to the other. If you have a disorganized attachment style, your rhythm is all over the place. One minute you crave closeness and connection, and the next you push it away out of fear and being hurt. You are literally a mix of anxious and avoidance, and you're swinging from one to the other. Sometimes all within one conversation. It's an emotional roller coaster with dramatic swings between intimacy and avoidance. This attachment style feels chaotic because it is. The desire for love and intimacy pulls you one way, but then the fear of rejection and being hurt pushes you the other. It's hard to find a steady rhythm, and it can leave you feeling confused, overwhelmed, and unsure of what you need. And the good news is, by understanding this pattern, you can start to break the cycle and find a balance in your relationships. Instead of swinging between extremes, you can create a smoother dance of connection. So now, as you hear, these are the three insecure attachment styles. So as you've heard those, let me know, type disorganized in the chat if that one felt more like you in the end. I know some of you came in here earlier and you mentioned you were fearful avoidant. And I want to be mindful again that fearful avoidant is the same thing as disorganized. We just call it two different things in the psychology world, and I don't know why. Yes, Erica's disorganized. Yeah, exactly. And this one is so hard to be, and I see it in so many people because it really is just this swinging from so much. And the fact that you're not sure, Eugenia, is perfect because that is my favorite thing to do is we just get to know each other and we talk and we figure this stuff out. So, where do we want to go? So if you have the insecures, you've got the anxious, the avoidant, the disorganized, what's the good one? That's secure attachment. That's what we're all working towards. The smooth waltz. You have a secure attachment style when your rhythm is steady and balanced and you're not affected by all the other people on the dance floor or by your partner. You're comfortable with intimacy and you know how to maintain your independence without pushing others away. See, in the waltz of love, there's kind of this natural flow. Both partners, they move together. There's trust and harmony guiding them. If one of the partners messes up, that's okay. The other one's got them. They don't think they did anything wrong. They don't blame the other partner. There's no contempt there. It's all about working together as a team. You express your needs clearly. You trust your partner will respond with understanding and care. With secure attachment, there's a rhythm that feels grounded and connected, where both partners feel safe to be themselves. And the beauty of the waltz, honestly, is in its balance. And when you dance this way, everything feels more in sync. Understanding this rhythm can guide you towards a healthier, more fulfilling relationship. Now, type secure in the chat if that's what you want. Oh, thanks, hon. Oh, weird. Oh, no, I just did a double. This should say secure up there. Yes, type secure in the chat if this is what you want. This is what we're striving for. This is what I have now. I never in a million years thought I could have this kind of relationship. I was so disorganized, like I would push everybody away that I thought there's no way in hell when I started learning about attachment styles that I could do this. But I did. It wasn't easy and it takes a long time and I'm still working on it. We're going to do this. So now that we understand our attachment styles, let's talk about the mistake we're making. Earlier, I asked some of you about your attachment style, and many of you could already name them, which is beautiful. We went through them again. That's beautiful. You've read about it. You understand it. You're starting to understand it more. But for those of you that have been learning about it for a while, do you ever notice that something isn't clicking? Like you kind of got all into attachment styles, you obsessed over it, like you're into it, you know what's going on, but you're just not healing by just understanding what your attachment style is. And here's why. Because you're focusing too much on your partner's attachment style. We do this so much. Our husbands, our boyfriends, our future partners, we're not turning our focus inward. And instead, we're externally still trying to figure them out. So, for example, I had a client who came to me struggling with her new boyfriend. She just learned about attachment styles, but she couldn't understand why her relationship wasn't improving. And so when I was digging deeper with her, I realized Oh, her problem wasn't just her partner. It was that she was too focused on getting him to change. And she said, I stopped texting him, just like the book told me to, Jen. Like, he just said text less and he'll come back to me. And so I thought if I texted him less, he would come back. See, she's dancing the salsa of uncertainty, constantly seeking reassurance. But it's not just anxious folks that struggle with this. I had another client who leaned avoidance, and she was frustrated because no matter the amount of reassurance she made with her husband, it wasn't enough. We worked through this hard, and this man, he was very anxious. This is not usually what I see, which is why it was very fun for me. I'm sure it wasn't fun for her, but she would reassure him and reassure him to help him feel safe because that's usually what happens. But in the end, it only made things worse because her husband wanted more and more and more, and she felt drained. And here's what these two women have in common. They're coming from two different sides of the attachment spectrum, but they have this in common. They were focusing not on themselves, but on their partners. They weren't working on their own attachment healing and alignment and authenticity. They were changing themselves, trying to fix something in their partners. You see how this works? And that's the number one mistake we as women are making with our attachment styles. Because in our world, it's never about us. It's how we're raised. It's how we're brought up. Focus on everyone else, and you come last. And I see this time and time again. So now that we know what this mistake is, which is focusing so much on our partners instead of ourselves, let's talk about why we do this. Because this isn't just some bad habit that we picked up. There's actual science behind why our brains trick us into looking outward instead of inward. So our brains are wired for survival. From the time we were really little tiny baby, we learn that relationships equal safety. So when something feels wrong in a relationship, our instinct is to fix the external issue, the person, the situation, the behavior. Because deep down, we believe that if we can just get it right, just this one time, then we'll feel secure. And as women, this conditioning runs even deeper. Society has taught us that our role in this society is to take care of all the people around us, to make sure everyone else is happy first. And then maybe if there's time left, we can think about ourselves. So it makes perfect sense that when something feels off in a relationship, we automatically think, well, what do I need to fix? What do I need to do? What can I do to make him happy? It's genuinely coming from a loving place. But the problem with this is when you believe that your actions can change their actions, you're actually taking away their autonomy. And that's not fair to you or to your partner. See, true secure attachment isn't about controlling or predicting someone else's reaction. It's about being okay no matter how they act or react. That's the kind of deep emotional security that we actually want to be building. So let me be really clear here that it's not your fault if you've been caught up in this cycle. And make sure you hear that. I'm going to make you all type it in the chat again. But it is not your fault if you've been doing this. This isn't about blaming ourselves and thinking like, oh my God, I was doing this the whole time. I just fucked everything up. No. It's about understanding how we've been conditioned to chase external safety instead of creating internal security. But the good news, because I have good news, is you can change this. You can learn to create a sense of emotional safety within yourself. And when you do, honestly, your relationships just naturally start to shift. Now, I want you to type me in the chat if you want to learn how to create emotional and internal security. Yeah, exactly, Jordan. You're not alone with that at all. Jordan says, my literal go-to thought whenever something bad happens is, what did I do? Yeah, it's so common. And then you're like, oh my God, what did I do? How can I fix this? So what can I do to make him feel better? How can I go back and apologize? How can I go back and do something better? How can I stop texting? How can I text more? Do you see where all of that thought process is going? Who's it? Is it about you? No. What do you want in that moment? You know, what is your authentic self trying to say? The problem is we don't even know because we haven't even taken the time to figure it out. But that's exactly what we do inside of the Relationship Reboot program. We work on breaking these patterns so you can finally feel secure and confident no matter what's happening outside of you. Now, I say this quote a lot. It's my favorite quote in the whole world. It got me through so many years. But it's the bird is not afraid of the branch breaking because she trusts in her own wings. What that means is this bird, if you're constantly worried about all the branches around you breaking, you're going to tire yourself out. That by the time the branch does break, you're going to come falling down with it because you don't know what to do. But if you just rest on the branch and you trust yourself that no matter whatever happens around you, you're going to be okay, then nothing can shake you. As we talked about the attachment styles and all this stuff, but I want to talk about what we learn in the program because for some of you right now, this conversation, all this right now, what we just had, this might be enough for you. This is exactly perfect. And for others, if this resonates with you, then we can chat later about how to really dig deep and find your authentic self. So now that we know the mistake we've been making and why we keep falling into this pattern, it's time to shift our focus to something even more important, which is understanding authentic attachment. So if you've been learning about attachment theory and you still feel stuck, it's because healing doesn't just happen by understanding your attachment style. It happens by changing the way you show up in your relationships. Now, there are three key areas that make the biggest impact when learning how to be your authentic self. First, healing your attachment wounds. We need to rewire the old beliefs that keep us stuck in unhealthy patterns. Two, we want to identify your attachment needs. Most of us don't even know what we actually need in a relationship to feel secure, and that has to change. We can't be authentic if we don't even know authentically who we are. And then we want to create your attachment goals. And this is where we start aligning with secure attachment and creating a life that truly reflects who we are. And when we focus on these three things, we stop reacting out of fear and we start building relationships from a place of confidence and security. So let's break these down one by one, starting with healing your attachment wounds. Now, I see a couple questions in the chat. Lynette, can you grab them for me so I can do them later on with the questions with the Q&A? Thank you. I want to start with healing our attachment wounds because if you don't address what's running the show in the background, you'll just keep dancing the same dance no matter how much we change things. The way you experience love and relationships today, it didn't start with your last breakup. It didn't even start with your first relationship. It started all the way back earlier than that, before you even had the words to describe what love and connection meant to you. We absorb patterns from our earliest caregivers, and those experiences shape our beliefs about love, trust, and emotional safety. So maybe love felt unpredictable, sometimes warm, sometimes cold. Maybe you learned that speaking up got you ignored. Maybe worse, punished. Maybe you were the one always making things better, fixing the messes and keeping the peace. And these experiences, they created wounds. And these wounds, they now show up in the way you respond to relationships as an adult. You guys keeping up? Type yes in the chat if you're keeping up with me here. Because I know we're getting a little bit sciencey here, but this stuff is so good. This is the game changer. Mm-hmm. All right, perfect. Oh my gosh, you guys are rock stars. I love that you're all already like amazing. This is so good. Okay. This is what it's all about. When we experience these wounds, they show up again. So if you fear abandonment, that's just an old wound talking. If you push people away before they can leave, that's just an old wound talking. If you need constant reassurance, that's just an old wound talking. Okay, it's just your past experiences, and we can shift this. But these wounds, they show up again and again. It's why you have the same fights over and over again. It's never about the laundry. It's not about the dishes. It's not even about the date nights. It's about the stories that we've been carrying that no longer serve us. And here's the good news. Stories can be rewritten. We are not locked into these old patterns forever. This is exactly what we work on inside the Relationship Reboot Program. We get to the root of your wounds so you can rewrite the story you tell yourself about love, connection, and your worth. Because you are worthy of love that feels safe, steady, and real. I want you to type "I'm worthy" in the chat right now because I want you to feel that. You're worthy. Say, "I'm worthy." What are you? I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of safety. I'm worthy of security. I'm worthy. You are so worthy. Each and every one of you. Just by being here on this planet, you are worthy. Yeah, you're always putting everyone else before you, and that's not your fault. It's just how we were conditioned, but you don't have to do it anymore. Because by being able to feel worthy inside of our hearts, we can actually give so much. I give so much more now than I ever did before. Before, when I felt unworthy, it was not coming from a place of love. It was coming from a place of neediness and reassurance. And now it's so much more authentic. So now that we've started to heal our wounds by rewriting the old stories that keep us stuck, the next step is just as crucial. And this is where we're going to identify your attachment needs. Because here's the thing. You can't get what you need in a relationship, ladies, if you don't even know what it is. But most women, we are so conditioned, again, to prioritize everyone else's needs before our own that we don't even know when to ask. So like, hey, what do I actually need to feel safe? If I ask you right now, what do you need to feel safe in your relationship? Most times I get like deer in the headlights. Like, I don't know. I just like need them not to cheat. Like, okay, great. That's a really good start. Like, this is good, but maybe let's raise the bar a little bit. What makes you feel seen and valued with your partner? What helps you trust and open up? What do you need to feel like your relationship is something you can trust? See, instead, we spend all our time figuring out what our partners are and what they need instead. Maybe if I give him space, he'll come closer. Maybe if I reassure him more, he'll stop pulling away. Maybe if I just become easier to love, he'll finally treat me better. And we lose sight of ourselves in the process. But real healing happens when we shift our focus back to ourselves. When we get crystal clear on what we need in relationships and start honoring those needs instead of shrinking or twisting ourselves to fit someone else's expectations. So when you truly understand your needs, you stop over explaining yourself to people who don't value you. You set boundaries with no guilt. Imagine that feeling. It's a great feeling. You walk away from relationships that don't align with your authentic self. And you attract partners who can meet you where you are. And guess what? It's exactly the work we do in the Relationship Reboot Program. Because once you identify your true attachment needs, you no longer accept relationships that don't meet them. So now I want us to move on to the final step, which is creating your attachment goals. Because knowing your needs is great, but we need to know how to take action on those. So we've rewired the old stories that have been keeping us stuck. The "I am unloved, I am unworthy, I am not enough," all of these beliefs that keep us stuck. We've rewired those. We've identified our true attachment needs over here. And now the last step is taking action. Because all the awareness in the world won't change the relationships that you have unless you start living differently. This is where we create your attachment goals, the vision for the kind of relationships you actually want to experience. Because here's what most women do. They learn about attachment styles, they realize their patterns, they understand their needs, and then they go right back to the same old habits. And not because they want to, but because change is really scary. I get it. It's like, okay, great. So I know everything. I don't want to do it. Jen, don't make me do it. If you're in if you're in the program, I just saw you all giggle. It's because you know that's what I do to you. But not because they don't want to. It's just, this is what we have to do. But if we ever want to start shifting into secure attachment, we have to stop thinking about it and start living it. So what does this look like? It looks like setting boundaries and actually holding to them. It looks like saying, hey, this isn't working for me, instead of twisting yourself to make it work. And it looks like choosing partners who make you feel safe instead of chasing the ones who keep you anxious. And this includes friendships, coworkers, bosses, all of this stuff, ladies. This is completely life changing in all aspects of your life. Here's the beautiful thing about taking small intentional steps towards secure attachment. It changes your entire energy. You stop begging for breadcrumbs. You stop waiting for someone else to make you feel loved. You become the source of your own security. And in the program, this is exactly what we do. We take everything you've learned about yourself and then we put it into action. So that instead of just understanding attachment styles, you actually start living as the secure, confident woman you were always meant to be. Now, let's bring all of this together and talk about what happens when you step into your secure attachment era. So now I know all of this sounds, great in theory and all that, but let's talk about what this actually looks like in real life. So I want to tell you about Joanne. Now, Joanne was a force. I love this woman. She's sharp. She's independent. She had her shit together. She crushed it at work. Her friends adored her. She's always going out on girls' trips. She was the kind of woman you could always count on, the kind of woman you look at and you're like, damn, I want that life. She's hilarious, caring. She was really good at showing up for other people in her life. When she came to me, because I knew of her, when she came to me to ask for help, I was like, oh, what are you doing here? I just had a judgment that she was perfectly fine. But when it came to relationships, Joanne was exhausted because she was a giver. She poured into people. She made them feel seen and valued and safe. And she thought that if she just loved them all hard enough, communicated well enough, and understood her partner deeply enough, the relationship would finally turn around and feel secure. And then, like a lot of us, she found out about attachment styles. And at first, she thought she found the missing piece to her life. She was learning so much about relationships, what made people pull away, why some people needed space, why others craved closeness, and it all started making sense, and she felt so empowered. And she used what she learned to try and improve her relationship with her boyfriend. And she started tweaking little things, adjusting how often she reached out, wording things a little bit more carefully, managing her reaction so he wouldn't feel pressured. She wasn't trying to change him. Like, she didn't realize this. She was just trying to make things better. She was trying to be more patient, more understanding, more of what she thought he needed. And at first, it seemed to work. He stuck around. He was opening up more. And she thought, this is it. This is how I build my secure relationship. And then she noticed something. The more she adjusted to fit this new relationship, the more unstable she felt. She was constantly managing herself. If I text too much, he'll feel smothered. If I don't text enough, he'll lose interest. If I bring this up, he'll think I'm too needy. If I don't bring it up, he'll think I don't care. And she was doing everything right. Yet she was feeling more and more disconnected and more anxious than ever. And that's when she realized she wasn't actually becoming more secure. She was becoming more attached. She wasn't healing. She was adapting to keep the relationship intact. She wasn't building security. She was chasing it. And the worst part, she was disappearing in the process. And then one night, she got the text that would have sent her into a full-blown spiral just a few weeks earlier. And she says, hey, I've just been really busy. Sorry for the distance. That's what her boyfriend texted her. Ugh, ugh. I hadn't reached out in 4 days or something like that. And the old Joanne, she would have been wrecked. She would have panicked. She would have blamed herself. I'm sure she would have texted back, it's fine. It's never fine. She would have spent hours analyzing his texts, trying to figure out where she went wrong and how to fix it. But this time, because I was helping her through it, Joanne had been doing the work, not work to fit into his life anymore, and not work to become easier to love, but real, actual internal work. She'd been rewriting her wounds, identifying her needs, and creating goals for what she actually wanted in her relationship. So instead of spiraling, she paused. She took a breath. She checked in with what she wanted, and she asked, hey, what do I need in this relationship? What actually feels good to me? And then she sent a text that the old her would have never dared to send. She said, and this came from a truly authentic place, I totally get it, but just so you know, consistency is really important to me in relationships. If that's something you're not in a place to offer right now, I completely understand. Just let me know where you stand. To me, it was just a mic drop moment. Never thought she could send this text. And then she put her phone down. To me, that's actually more key because you send that text and then you're like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. What did I say? What did I say? How was he going to say? We're going to like, but no, she put her phone down and she went on with her life. She went to Pilates. I'm sure she got margaritas with the girls, maybe some tacos. She stopped waiting for his response to dictate how she felt about herself. And that, ladies, that is what secure attachment looks like. She didn't beg for reassurance. She didn't chase him. She didn't lose herself in the process. She trusted herself. She honored her needs. She walked in her worth. And when she did, everything shifted. Because when you start showing up differently, the entire rhythm of your relationships change. So now I have to ask, what would it feel like to be that woman? The one who doesn't settle, the one who doesn't chase, the one who attracts the love she deserves without losing herself in the process. Yes, Amanda, it is empowering. Yes, Tammy, it's fabulous. The one who trusts herself more than she trusts the relationship. Badass. That's a good one. I love that. Goals. I love that. Because that's exactly what we do in the relationship reboot program. And if you're sitting there thinking, okay, Jen, this is exactly what I need, then let's talk about how we can make that happen. Would it be okay with all of you right now if I took a few minutes to share how we can work together to get you to this place of unshakable confidence and security in love? Please type yes in the chat if you want to hear about what the Relationship Reboot Program offers and how it will completely change your life in ways you don't even know yet. And for those of you that got what you needed from this workshop, and you're not ready yet for the program, maybe you just met me, maybe you have no idea who I am, take it slow. Let's get to know each other a little bit more. Come to a couple more workshops. Come to some of our support sessions. Check out my podcast. Here's the self-care workbook. Lynette, can you drop the self-care workbook for me for everyone there? Because as I promised, if you made it to the end of this workshop, you are getting this gift, no matter what. Me talking about the program is a whole different thing because my intention is never to push anything on anyone who is not ready to hear it. So for those of you who are ready though, oh, and I just see all the yeses in the chat. Thank you so much, ladies. Oh, yes. For those of you that are ready, I want to talk about this because this brings us full circle to the promise I made at the start of this workshop. You came here because you wanted to understand why love sometimes feels so damn hard, why you keep repeating patterns, why things feel unstable, why no matter how much you try, something still isn't clicking. And I told you by the end of this workshop, you'd have the tools to start making those changes. And now you do. You have the basic understanding of all of these tools and you can start using them right now. In fact, you can literally get off this workshop right now and start doing the work. And if that is what you need to do, I'm so proud of you and I'm so excited for you. But for some of you, you might be sitting there thinking, Jen, I've been down this road. I already know a lot of this. I've read the books. I've tried things. I need help. I've gone to therapy, but I need a support system. I need accountability. I need a community. I need people to hold my hand. And if that's you, then the Relationship Reboot Program was created exactly for a woman just like you. Women that know what to do, but they either can't seem to do it or it's not working the way that they'd hoped. And here's what makes the program completely different from anything else you've ever tried. So most programs give you the content and then leave you to figure it out on your own. That is not what we do here at all. This is not just a course. This is an ongoing membership where you get access to 12 deep dive modules that take you through everything you need to heal your attachment style, rebuild trust, communicate effectively, and create secure connection. You're not just getting information because we live in an information world. You guys want information? Go on ChatGPT. She can tell you all about attachment styles, okay? Because seriously, honestly, she's taught me a thing or two. It's kind of great. But you're getting direct coaching, you're getting support, you're getting community, and you're getting that one-on-one help. You're basically getting dropped into a community of besties. That's what we're all here for. Twice a week. I love that, Amanda. That was so cute. Twice a week, we meet for 90 minutes for live group coaching calls where we actually work through your real life relationship challenges. On Tuesdays, we do group coaching, and on Thursdays, we do homework help. So you will never feel left alone with the action tasks or the worksheets or the homework that I'm asking you to do in this moment. And on Fridays, we have this thing we called Friday 15s. So if you ever feel stuck, if you need a little bit of clarity, maybe you had a blow up with your husband, you can come in, you see me one on one. Now, I've never seen this in any other group coaching that I've been in where you don't have to pay extra for that. But you can come and meet with me one on one on Fridays. Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's also me. Oh, hold on. Look, you guys can't even read what I'm seeing. I'm sorry. Let me put that down there. But this is me. It's not some other coach. It's me in there with you, helping you through this every single week. This program was built for women who don't just want to learn about attachment theory. If you want that, I can recommend you a few great books. Trust me. This program is for women who are ready to reboot the relationships, both with others, but more importantly, with themselves. So I want to talk about cost because to me one of these things that happens on these things like okay great that sounds great Jen but what is this going to cost like $10,000 or something like that. I don't have that fucking kind of money, sorry, excuse me, but listen. The full program used to be around $2,000. It was for 12 weeks. I scratched it. I figured out it's just not helping the women that need to be helped. I'm just tired of only rich people being able to heal all of their shit. I want to make this as accessible as possible. So I was able to work this out and we made it to where now it was $297 a month. But I am able to make it only $97 a month for at least through to the end of February. So if you get in today, and I have a couple more incentives for you, if you get in today, it's only $97 a month for as long as you're in. Even when I bump the price up later on in March and April, you will be locked in at $97 a month. That's $97 a month for, I can do math. What's 90 times 2? Oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? 3 hours of group coaching. I can do math. Math is relationships is my strong suit, not math at all. 3 hours of coaching plus the 15 minutes if you want to do that. Plus you get discounts on one-on-one coaching with me. This is the time to get in. If you've ever thought that you need a therapist or a relationship coach or a consultant or someone, if you follow Brene Brown, if you love Thais Gibson, if you love Gabby Bernstein or Mel Robbins or Glennon Doyle, and you can't get into any of their programs because they're like $10,000, I have integrated all of those women's information into this program. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity to come and join us. I would love to have you in. Now, I know what you're thinking, Jen, this sounds amazing, okay? But I'm just not sure. So I'm going to incentivize you a little bit more. Anyone today, and only today, only at this workshop, I don't think I'm going to do this again. If you sign up right now, you go in the chat, click on the link, you sign up, you'll see it's very easy. It's a Squarespace website. You go in, you get a membership portal, you sign up right now. You're going to get 3 free 60-minute coaching calls with me. That's a $450 value of coaching one-on-one with me. If you do nothing else but grab this right now, talk with me for 3 sessions in a month and then cancel, you've just got 3 one-on-one coaching sessions with me for $97. And nobody gets that. I don't actually offer that anywhere else because I know for a fact once you're in this program, it's going to change your life. That's how dedicated I am to this program. And I'm so excited to be able to offer this. So if you want to go and grab the link in the chat again, I know Lynette will drop it in. If you have any questions as well, if you're like, oh, hey, Jen, I'm trying to sign up, but it's not working, and you are ready tonight, and tonight is the night. This is the chance. I mean, it's Valentine's Day in like 2 days, right? Like we want to get us ready. In fact, you sign up tonight, you join us tomorrow at our homework help session. You get to meet some of the beautiful ladies that are with us right now and they can welcome you. So you're not even going to be coming in blind. It's not like you're going to be coming in thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to know anyone. You'll know Lynette, you'll know Amanda, and you'll know Joe. And say, hi, ladies. These are some of the women that have changed their lives in this program. And I know for a fact it's absolutely going to change yours as well. So if you want to get in on this, please, and then come back and tell us if you joined because we're going to have a dance party for you because you are changing your life. This is so exciting. Yes, I can absolutely. That's a great question, Heather, because I was just going to say before I get into the other Q&A, I want program Q&As first. So I'm going to stop down there. Heather, can you go over the schedule? Yes. Tuesdays at, I'm going to talk in East Coast time because I think it might be easiest for everyone. So it is Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. is our group coaching. Okay. So that's 6:30 until 8 p.m. That's on Tuesdays. And then on Thursdays, we have it from 8 p.m. until 10:30 p.m. Right? No, 9:30. I can do, I swear to God, time. You can absolutely get back to me in March. I just cannot guarantee that it will be $97 and you won't be able to get the 3 free coaching. It might go up to 150 probably around then, or it might even go up to 199 because I'm only able to give up to 10 women the deal for $97. I just want to be completely transparent and honest about that. But I would love for you to reach back out in March, no problem. And then in Friday, we have the Friday 15s, and that's from 12 p.m. until 3 p.m. For right now, this can always be extended whenever we start getting more people in. And you come in, you schedule it in, so you can either drop in, and if there's space available, I let you know. Or you schedule, it's usually best to just schedule ahead of time. There's a calendar link. You get a free Facebook group as well. So there's a little Facebook community. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lynette. Yeah. And so that's Pacific time that Lynette put, just to be clear. That's 12 p.m. Eastern time. So you get the Facebook community where all the lovely ladies chat. We can get you hooked up with our Spotify playlist that we have, which is very fun. We have chats that you can join. We have a membership portal. So for anyone that knows about like the support sessions that I do on Wednesdays in the Facebook group, you get access to those. You don't have to ask me for a replay every single week now. You jump in, you see them. There's replays for Tuesdays, replays for Thursdays. So if you can't come all the time, I recommend trying to at least come once every other week. You still get so much. You get access to the videos. So there's 12 deep modules, 12 of them that take you from the start to the finish to get all the tools you need to become secure. And the way this works is you get about a 10-minute video and then you get an action task for that week. Now, it can take you 12 weeks. It can also take you sometimes up to 24 weeks. It'll completely depend on the amount of time you want to take. So you take your time or try to get it all done in 12 weeks if you want to. But there's 12 modules and the homework will ask you some deep questions. It's hard. I know week 5 is probably the hardest. I could probably break week 5 up into like 6 weeks, to be honest. But we go deep into your needs. I ask you a ton of questions. And the beautiful part is you're working and you're trying to figure out like, well, how do I do this? How do I know what I need? Like, how do I know what's going on? So you come in on Thursdays and you ask questions. If you can't make it on Thursday, then you fill out the form, you ask your question, I still answer it live. And that's the best part about that. So that way you can still say, hey, Jen, I don't understand how to do, module 4, section 2. And I'll be like, okay, great. Let me go ahead and pop it up on the video and do it. This is so hands-on. It's one of my favorite things. This is my favorite thing I've ever created with my little baby. And I think it's the coolest way to heal because you're in community, you're with other women, and it's one of the best ways to actually be able to level up. Remember how we're talking about how you want to be able to really focus on yourself? And this is how you do it in a safe container with women who are ready and willing to listen to you and open up to you. So, with all of that said, I will still be happy to answer any questions about the program. I still want to open it up for questions about anything else that you might have relationship wise or anything. But also, I was wondering if perhaps Lynette or Amanda or Joe would like to say a little bit something about their own experience in the program. Amanda, can I call on you? Would that be okay?
Sure, I was going to raise my hand, so I'm
I
glad
thought so.
you beat me to the punch. Um, no, the question that Heather had about like does it apply to relationships, not just with your spouse or your partner, but with anybody? And the answer is 100% yes. I went in, my attachment style was not secure coming into this. But my husband's was. He's very secure in his relationship attachment style. But I knew I needed work. I knew that for our relationship to improve, I needed the help because I was all over the place. Um, but I learned so much about myself, my wounds, my needs. Um, and we talk about when we identify our needs, not only how we can ask others to fulfill those needs, but also how we can fill those needs ourselves. And that was so key for me to go through that those weeks of just really sitting with my current reality and tweaking those things. And I can now say I have a better relationship with my in-laws. I have a better relationship with my mom, with my spouse, and with myself for sure. Because I'm able to be regulated. I'm able to be confident in expressing my needs, and um, it's insane how much of a game changer it is. So I whenever I talk about this program and cost comes up and it's like, oh well, I can't afford it. You can't afford not to.
Mhm.
You really can't afford not to.
Just
And
true.
and if you like go through your finances, you can find $97 somewhere. That could be eating out, that could be a coffee break, that could be whatever. You can find the $100 to invest in yourself this month.
Mhm. I think
And
that's the important part. Can I stop down
yeah,
there? Because
yeah,
like it's the investment into yourself. Like, I mean, I would love nothing more than to be able to do this for free, but we know that that's like literally just can't happen. Like, this is one of the cheapest ways I've ever seen to truly change your life. And it's like what, $25 a week? Like I don't like I would have killed for something like this back when I was healing. I think the program I joined was like $5,000 and it was life-changing. It was great. But like this investment in yourself is one of the best investments you can possibly have. It's like a new outfit.
yeah,
And if you only do it for the 1 month, you get so much out of it still. And that's just the part that I really want to like really hone in and understand. Heather's just got great questions. Do we have to guarantee certain amount of months that we're no? Great question. And you know, I'll clarify that for next time. No, you join right now. You can unjoin in a month. So 97 per month for 4 months. Nope. It's 97. I'm going to have it like that in the future because I just really want people to come in for like at least 3 months. I'll be really honest. But that's just not everyone is able to afford that right now. It's not fair to ask somebody to do that. So what I want is for anyone, listen, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, but what if they just come in and download all, great. You know what? Come in and download all the shit. Get what you need to heal, okay? I just want you to invest in yourself and see that you're worth it. That's the most important part. And then you stay as long as you want or you leave whenever you want to. There's like a lifetime membership, but that's just for people who know they're going to stay in for like more than 2 years. It's just for like my groupies. It's fine. You don't need like that's most people are going to come in. Most people come in 3 months, they're out. That's like what all my first ladies, they did in 3 months. They're just still here. They're still kicking because they're all my special ladies because they helped me with the program in the beginning. But you could do it for 12 weeks, which is 3 months, or you do it for 6 months is usually what I recommend. So how I used to do it one-on-one with clients back in the day, when I did this one-on-one with people, I would have to charge like $3,000 or $4,000. And that was great, and I loved doing it. But like, I wasn't helping very many people. I might go back to that. That would still be a beautiful thing. But this group, when I started learning and taking courses and classes on how to do group coaching, it's like my something in my heart space just started filling up. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. Like women need women. We need our voices to be able to speak up. We need each other to be able to grow even more Like the way these women bounce off each other to me is sometimes I'll just sit back in a group coaching and they're just like like, and I think there was like one woman and her father-in-law was having something, another woman's a nurse, and they're sitting there talking to each other because this is the kind of friendships you have in this group. And it just gets closer and closer, and it's just this beautiful opportunity. So yeah, I love that so much. Any other questions? Oh, I'm getting so bogged down. Is it 97? It's 97 US. So great question. And I don't know what the conversion rate is on that. Leaving for Nepal in 2 days, so joining while I'm away doesn't. I mean, you're right, and at the same time, but if you join right now before you get off here, you get those 3 free coaching calls. So you use them when you come back. That's the benefit, right? Because I'm so determined to get new women into this program this month because it's Valentine's Day and it's the start of the new year, and I know what it took for me to get incentivized to how to get to things. And I know that the world is wacky and wild right now, and nothing is certain, at least here in America. I don't know what it's like in Canada, but things are all over the place. And I just feel like we need a nice, safe container to be in. And to me, this was the lowest I could go with trying to get as many women as possible and then being able to help you all with the 3 free coaching. So we get one when you get started. We'll use the second one when you think you need it, and we'll use the last one when you're ready to get off the program. That's what I was really thinking about those 3. It's like, what could I really do to set you all up for as much success as possible? We get you started, we do a little tune up, and then we send you off. And that's what you need. It's the best part. I do income taxes, and tax season is coming up next month. So how would the program work for me? Can we, I don't think I quite understand that question, Tammy, if you want to ask it in a different way, or if someone else, oh, is that what she's asking? So like, how would you do it if you can't come to the group coaching? Yeah, you watch the videos, you watch the replays of the women, and you can always ask me questions in the Facebook group. And, if once we get more and more people in the Facebook group, I can do random lives, I can do different time zones. Like right now, this is just how we have it. But the best part is that the more you like, as you join the program, the more the program gets shaped. Does that make sense when I say that? So as you join the program, you help shape the program. So you come in and you're like, oh, hey, I'm actually only available on Tuesday morning. It's like, okay, well, let's see what we can do. Maybe I'll jump on 15-minute call with you on a Tuesday morning. Maybe 3 other women are like, hey, I really need a Tuesday morning. I'm like, great. We're going to shift to another Tuesday morning. This is the best part. I think it's actually the reason why some of our dates and times were the way they were on Tuesdays and Thursdays is because the women who joined, that was when we all had it free. Let's see what the other questions are. If I join until the end of February, could I start the modules in March? I'm super busy. Yes, absolutely, Eugenia. But I would still recommend that you join now because you could still get acclimated. You get the 3 free coaching calls, and then you start in March. So you give yourself about 2 weeks. And the way it works is it'll go month to month based on when you join. So if you join today on February 12th, then a month will happen on March 12th. And then it's a nice way you can catch up with the calls. You can catch up with the coaching, the Thursdays. You can just jump in on a Friday if you need to. And the other thing I also want to really encourage is I know a lot of us are super busy. Trust me, I really understand what that is. And also, when we talk about investment, it's not just our money. It's our time. And I know we're busy and I'm not dismissing that. And also, let's change things around. Let's find time for you. Because this is time for us to be able to make, for us as women, to be able to really get in there. And so even if it just looks like, okay, I'm going to jump in on the last half hour on a Thursday. Great. We have that happens all the time. Some people are just driving home and they're just listening in. But it's where the real change starts to happen. Let's see. Can I sign up but start my payments come March? Unfortunately, the way the system is set up, you'll start your pay like the way it works is for the 3 free coaching sessions, you would start your payment today because it's just the way Square is set up. And it's the incentive to get you in and really just say, I'm so proud of you for getting in today. So let's get it going. Now, listen, if you can't come until March, we'll check in again in March. I totally get it. I'm not pressuring or pushing anybody. This is more of a passion that I have, never a pressure. I really want to make sure that that is clear. If you want to wait till March, totally wait till March. I just can't promise that the deal will be there. That being said, it might totally be there. So we have no idea. Let's see. Okay. I feel like Oh yeah, Lynette, you did sign up late. That's right. Yeah, you came in like around week 4 or something. Like we were all like kind of further along and then like you jumped in and did it. Yeah. That's the other thing too. What I really wanted to do was get a handful of women in the program right around now and be able to start taking them through the modules. Oh yeah, can you grab the workbook link? Actually just throw both in there, Lynette. Just I'm not sure which one, if it's the attachment or the secure, but just grab both. If you're not already, you guys probably all are, but if you're not in the Facebook group, join us in there and just keep up with us. We do the free weekly sessions. My goal is to help as many women as possible. So I'm always going to be here for you. This is just if you're ready to go, then let's do it. That being said, I have the Wednesday support sessions. I have the podcast. I have oftentimes I just give out free coaching in the Facebook group for people who help be engaged. Oh, what's the Facebook group? Great question. I should probably grab the link. Oh, look, I have it. Speak Honest is the name of the group. Oh, that's going to accidentally go straight to Lynette. And also, if anyone has any questions about what we talked about today, attachments, your relationship, I know we have, I think, just about hit the time, but I've got like 10 or 15 more minutes, no problem, because this is what I love doing. Hmm. How's everyone feeling? Good. I'm gonna take a look and see how many people we got signed up. And then from there, I'll send you some emails. You have the replay. The $97 will be available until the end of February. Let me be very clear about that. It's only the 3 free coaching calls. That was just I wanted to go hard on this workshop. I wanted to be like, oh my gosh, what could I offer that would be just like, if it was me, I would be like, holy shit, 3 like one-on-one coaching calls for only $100 when they each cost more than that. Like that's cheaper than therapy kind of thing, right? That's why I wanted it. No problem whatsoever. The $97 is there until the end of February. And most likely I'll be offering like a 1 free coaching call for anyone who watches the replay and waits till February. So if that sounds like you, like come and join whenever it is that you need to. We always have a place for you here. That's the beautiful part about this. It is just a community of women that are all healing and growing together, and we just want to see more women heal with us. And that's just kind of where our passion all is. So it's great. Does anyone have any other questions, or we can wrap it up here?
I just want to say, I don't want to cry. I'm going to try not.
Oh gosh.
Just, um, just the things that you offer, um, for me, I wouldn't be able to do it without, the pricing that you give and things like that. And I was always scared of therapy and like, oh, I can never afford it, because I had this in my mind that it was just so expensive and I just how much I've grown in the short time that since I joined in September. Um, have changed my life, and I can't wait to see like just everything that happens, and I'm still growing, and I just thank you for everything you've done.
Oh, Lynette, you have grown so much. It's actually wild to watch your growth. So yeah, yeah, that's special. Thank you for sharing that. It makes my heart smile. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. I think you got Eugenia's heartstrings too, because I just heard her say, okay, I'm in. I read that almost in like a damn it, I'm in kind of a feeling. Like that's cute. And Heather, no, the difference to join this week versus the last week of February won't be any different. The only difference is tonight I did the big push. So tonight is the only night I will ever offer 3 free coaching calls. I won't probably do this again. That was a lot for me to offer. But like I said, it was like I really, really felt special and felt really like, oh, this is the month. This is the month when I need to get women in. The world is in disarray. We need community. We need people. We need connection. And I was like, okay, what can I do to really just help people see? Should I sign up online? Yes, that would be the best way to do it, Eugenia. If you're able to sign up now, I can grab you the link again. Do you need the link or do you have it? Okay. Feel free to also unmute if you, and you can ask the ladies any questions you want to. Tammy, you just signed up. Yay. Where are you, Tammy? Oh, there you are. Why did I not see your name up there? Yes. Okay. There it is. Like I could literally see like Jordan blowing like a popper and clapping her hands at the same time. Oh, that's so exciting. This is special. I don't know what it is. It just feels like a really special group of ladies. It feels like a really special healing place to be. And it's just a cool community to be able to really come all together like this and heal together. And we cry together. We share our excitements together. We share our silly memes that we find and we throw them in the Facebook group together. Yeah, it is. It's lovely. Let's see. How do we need to do Heather, I just want to tell you, I want you to join just because I adore your questions, because I'm a question asker. And so, like, nothing makes me happier than a question asker. How do we need to do the individual calls with certain time frames? I'm leaning towards join. Sorry if I. No, no, I didn't even see the last part where you said sorry. You can never ask too many questions for me. It's literally like, I mean, I was in school like, oh my God, Jenny, shut up. You ask too many questions. And now that I love myself, I adore myself for asking tons of questions. I realize I just want clarity. And so that's exactly what we need to do. Okay, so how do we do the individual calls with certain time frame? So the individual calls, like with the 3 calls that you get today, I'll send you a special link and you can use those whenever you want, so long as you're in the program. So those 3 coaching calls, you use them. There's a link. You go to my calendar and you're able to schedule at any time. And so it's $97 a month, Linda. Perfect. Thanks, Lynette. And oh, good night. Good night, Shemin. It was so beautiful to meet you. I can't wait to see you back around. Wait, did she leave already? No, she's like gone already. Where'd she go? Well, in case she watches the replay, bye. Um, let's see. I was looking for something else. And seriously, y'all, ask away. That was what we are here for. Oh, Tammy, yes, Tammy joined. I see. Oh, Tammy, so excited. It just popped up on my email. Tammy, I'm gonna send you an email with also feel free to unmute and say hi. I can introduce you to the ladies. And if you want, you can join us tomorrow. We can, just like get you plugged in, get you with the ladies. I wasn't sure if you wanted to start now or if you just join and you want to maybe get in later. Everyone takes their own time with how they want to get acclimated into the stuff. And I'm so happy you joined though. I think it's gonna be beautiful. And I'm gonna give you, so Tammy, let me walk you through it real quick. You have immediate access to the portal right now. And how that's going to work is you can see all the replays. I'm going to get you access to the program after this call. It's just I have to go in and get the tech team to do something to get you into that. And then it all works out. And I'll make sure you and I have plenty of tech calls in case you need any help with that. Those don't count against any of your like 3. Your coaching calls are for you for coaching to talk about, dating or relationships or whatever it is you want in that moment. Just to be very clear again, I very much honor your time.
Can I just say something?
Yes, Joe, I would love that.
Um, I was just gonna say I'm not even in a relationship right now, but I've been doing some attachment stuff, but self-improvement for years, and I also have a library. of books, but it just makes such a difference when you take it step by step and work through each section and they all kind of come together at the end. Um, so yeah, you don't even have to be in a relationship to work on this. I'm just hoping that my next one's going to be the best one. So, um, and then the other thing I was going to mention is about our worksheets being in the Google Docs and that we can send them to you and then you can give, make our notes and stuff. That was
Yes.
that was super helpful too. Or you can like put some stuff in them and send them to Jen and then she can make little notes on the side and help you, even not during homework help. So I just wanted to point that out. That was really cool. And I told Lynette I just dug my the needs worksheet out the other week because I was feeling a little, I don't know, cranky. And so I was like,
I like
okay,
that.
yeah.
Cranky.
So so what needs are not being met? And yeah, so I dug out my list and kind of started looking down. And so like you have the stuff to look back at. So that's a really great part. That's
Thank
all.
you for bringing that up because
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that. It's like because I offer too much, I just always forget. The worksheets are all on Google Docs. If you're not familiar with Google Docs, don't worry, we help you through it. But it's such a cool way because you can fill stuff out. You show it to me, and then I just go through and, like she said, I literally leave comments and notes on it and be like, "Oh, hey, let's tighten this one up," and "Oh, hey, maybe we could look at this more," or "This one is really good, but like, what else do you think here?" And so you're getting that 24/7. You're getting that like just kind of consistently throughout. I'm just always checking in with you guys at all times. You're always on my mind. You're on my meditations. You're on my prayers. So there's just this collective energy that's happening at all times in the healing process, which is, I just think is beautiful. Eugenia, I just saw it come through. Yay! Oh, I'm so excited. That's exciting. Yay. So I'm gonna make sure I'll get you the information too for your 3 free coaching calls. I know you said you're busy, but if you're free, we would love to see you tomorrow night. If not, we'll see you whenever it is you could come. Tammy or Eugenia, do either of you have any questions about, the the call tomorrow? Like you're like, I want to get there tomorrow, Jen. So ask me now while you're on the call with me, and I will actually get you put into the new Facebook group right now. Choop, choop. Actually, it's probably an email that got sent to you to get put in there too, but
So on Thursday, tomorrow, probably won't be able to make it, but I can do it on Tuesday.
oh, perfect. Okay.
And maybe probably next Thursday I can join again, but tomorrow I can't.
That's fair. So I mean it's a very quick turnaround for tomorrow. So I thought that might be, yeah. And there's also the Friday 15. So if on Friday morning or afternoon, depending on where you live, if you just want to jump on and just say hi, they're always there too. But like there's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's intensive. There's a lot of stuff, and you will feel overwhelmed at first, and then you just get the flow. But just know that it's overwhelmed because there's so much we have to offer, but you don't have to do everything. I just want to offer it so everyone can always be checking in at all times. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I know some
Mhm.
people, and myself included, I'm sometimes a bit of a completionist. And it's like, no, I must hit everything. It's like, no, no, I do a ton because we're all different. Some people love groups. Some people need one-on-one. Some people want to lurk. Some people want to talk. It just all depends.
Mhm.
I love it.
And on Fridays I'm working, but I think I can get those 15 minutes here and there.
That's what a lot of
Because
women do. I either get them
uh-huh.
in the car or I get them on their lunch breaks.
Yes.
Or I get them running home for their lunch break and then they run back to work. Looking at you.
Perfect. Yeah.
Oh, I love
Thank
it.
you, Jen. This is exciting.
I'm so excited. And you're gonna fit in so beautifully. I can't wait for you to be a part of this. And this is Lynette, this is Amanda, and this is Joe. They're all part of the program. So there you go.
Great. Nice to meet you,
Yay!
girls.
Oh, and once I can figure out this Facebook, I'll get you put. Oh, here we go. Invite Facebook friends. Are you on Facebook, Eugenia? I forget. Yeah, you should be, right? Mm, there we go. I- Your last name begins with a K, right? That's you? Okay, great. I just added you to the Facebook group. It's very tiny for right now, which is beautiful. It's the best time to join. And you'll find out more information there. You'll get the emails, you'll get part of everything, and that'll be perfect. Tammy, I'm gonna add you as well, but I don't know, Tammy, if we are friends. Also, Tammy, I think you might have been busy or couldn't unmute, so don't worry. Don't worry, I'll talk to you whenever I can. All right, any relationship questions as we are wait, Heather! Heather, did you join? Did I miss that in the chat? I'm so excited. I just saw it pop up on my email. Heather, I'm so excited for you right now. Yay! Oh, Heather. Oh, I'm so excited. Great. Woo! Oh, I love the dance emoji, Jordan. That is so cute. So that's Heather, Eugenia, and Tammy. Oh, you guys, this is going to be such a fun group. I love you all coming in here. And Linda, I know, I totally get it. And I want you to just keep coming and doing the support sessions and doing whatever it is you can, girl, because you're doing the best you can with the tools that you have right now. And I know one day you're going to get out of this and you're going to not only be able to invest in yourself, I know you're going to be able to help other women too. And it's okay that that's not your time right now. We've chatted about this. Like, you're good. Keep coming to the workshops. You know you are part of our family as much as you can be. So I love that. Yes, Heather, join. Dance party for Heather. Oh, yeah. Well, with that being said, I feel like I've taken up so much of all of your times, but like I have this terrible time boundary thing where I can spend all my time with all of you at all times. How'd you know I'd like to dance? See, then you fit in already. You have to like to dance to come and hang with me, is all I'm saying. We got to dance, we're gonna go get margaritas, and we're gonna get tacos, and one day we're gonna have a retreat over here in California. You're always gonna come.
I
Oh
am
yeah.
so there.
We have good margaritas here.
Oh, that's so cute. All right, everyone. Well, I think I love being here. Yes. For anyone that doesn't know, Jordan is a good friend of mine and she is here to help us. She's in the Facebook group if you ever need anything. She's been helping me with my podcast lately, and she's a beautiful graphic designer who has been helping me with some of my social media posts. So she is beautiful and wonderful. And also we're gonna get her dating the man of her dreams one day too, because men are weird. Hmm. All right, everyone. Well, if that's it, we will go ahead and pop off for the evening. Anna, if you would like to stick around, I'll chat with you on the side if you want to, hun. That's something else. But for everyone else, have a beautiful, beautiful night. For the program girlies, I will see you tomorrow. And for anyone that isn't familiar, actually, Eugenia, I just said that next week. We're taking off for a President's Week holiday. So actually, we don't even have anything going on next week. Why didn't I bring this up earlier? I have ADHD. You're all going to get to know me really well. That means no weekly support session either next week, everyone. We're just taking off a nice, relaxing week. We're enjoying our holiday. My kid is off school, so I just have to be able to deal with that. So, in fact, we're going to come back in on what is it, February 18th? No, 25th. We're going to come back February 25th and we're going to go hard. So that'd be beautiful. And then maybe by then too, some of the other ladies are going to be able to join. Yeah, 24th, 25th. Yeah, perfect. The other ladies will be able to join too. I think that's perfect. And the best part here is that we are just getting acclimated. We are getting situated. You're going to get access to the program. So you're going to be able to already start. So that way you can come in on Tuesday and feel like you know your questions, you know what you want to be working on, and all of that stuff. But I'll chat with you some more later as well. Okay. Heather, did you want to try to come tomorrow at all? Let me know. Um, let's see. But yeah, with that, okay. Everyone have a great night. I'm gonna have to, I'll kick you all off. Go that way because I'm gonna stay on and chat with someone. Night
Thank
night,
you so much.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.